So we are now with absolute puzzling royalty. We've interviewed our winners. We've interviewed our social media superstars. But now we have the absolute puzzle queen, D'Arne Healy. D'Arne, for those of you who don't know D'Arne is the president of the Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association. She is the absolute brains trust behind everything that goes on here, and she's really brought the puzzling community from internationally into the Australian population. So first of all, welcome and thank you for what you are doing. So how have you found today?
Thank you for the lovely welcome. Today's been lovely, seeing the puzzlers come from all over the country. We've even got international puzzlers. I love seeing them come together, and they love coming together, and it's just such a beautiful energy. There's a beautiful buzz in the room from the start of the day till now. There's just a really good vibe, and I couldn't ask for anything more. The puzzlers that come together make it all. They make it what it is, and they make it worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. And you definitely foster that energy, like when you're up on stage and your little giggle. Did you get that on microphone? See everyone?
How can I not though? Like there's funny people like in the crowd when I'm on stage. There's people being funny that I can't ignore. There's people being kind, and there's so much love and support in the room that they give me that energy on stage. And I know that might sound cheesy, but it's true. Until someone actually comes to an event, they're not really going to know what I'm trying to describe right now. But I've never been in a community like this, and I don't take credit for creating this community. I might take some credit for opening the door for this community to find each other, but it's the people in this community that they're amazing. I've never been around such a beautiful community of people, and they just keep getting better. Yeah.
It's so incredibly true what you say. It's a very kind community. There's so much generosity, and there's so much encouragement, which I just think is just so, so beautiful. You mentioned opening the door to bringing these people together. Can you tell us a little bit more about how AJPA started right from the very beginning?
Wow, that actually seems so far away now. So much has happened and so much has changed since the beginning. But so I was looking for a puzzle race because I wanted to know if I was a fast puzzler or not. It is as basic as that. And when I went looking, I couldn't find any in Australia. But I found some in America where my children were living at the time, and I found one in Belgium. And I happened to have a trip to Spain for a soccer tournament of all things. And then I found a puzzle competition in Spain the week before I was planning on going. And I said to my husband, I'm going to go a week early. I'm going to do a puzzle race, and I'll meet you in Barcelona. And I turned up, and it was a world championship. It was the first world championships. I nearly died. I was so...
So not just any old race.
Exactly. So I was out of my league in a big way. But I'm glad I went, because I left there and said, right, I'm doing this in Australia. Puzzle races do exist, and it was so much fun. I said, right, I'm doing it. And it's been the best thing I've ever done. It's just opened a whole new world to me, and I think to other people as well. The amount of people that say to me, oh, I found my people. And we're not weird people. They're just, it's a space they feel comfortable in. It's a space they feel they belong, and yeah, it's easy for them to be here.
Yeah, and I think that you notice that there's such a diverse array of people who are here. There are so many different backgrounds in terms of profession. There's different ages. We're just such an inclusive community, and it's just lovely seeing that the one thing that people have is this. It's often been quite a private, individual pursuit, and they're bringing it into a team of, there's the group environment, then there's also the cooperation, the group and team races that obviously that are going. So there's so many ways to come together to share something individual, but also to participate with each other.
And the longer we've been doing this and the more events we do, like with the States, and this is now our second national, we're hearing more stories of people say, I wasn't into puzzling, I just came last year and volunteered, and now I puzzle because it was so much fun, and now I've come back as a puzzler and a volunteer. And then you've got husbands and wives and kids who came as spectators to support their loved ones. They're going, oh, we all just did a team race together for the first time. And it's almost like it was something they never comprehended. They almost didn't know it existed. And it's giving them really nice things to do together. And some of them, I think, just enjoy coming up to me and going, hey, I came to your first event and now I puzzle. I just did my first race, and it's really cute. It's really nice.
And it is a gift that you've created for many homes, in that people come away from these competitions and you do hear stories of people saying, oh yeah, on a Saturday afternoon the family sits down and tries to do a speed jigsaw puzzle. And that's something that, it's participation that is intergenerational, and it's not just at these competitions. It's all through.
No, yeah, it's everywhere. We're just finding them. So that I think the jigsaw community is so much bigger than this, and there's so much more to it. We're only scratching the surface, I believe. Yeah.
So you have some pretty big visions then for just growing this, and you mentioned up on stage before that you were in the space of of getting some educational also school things going on. Is there anything you want to sort of tell us about that, or just watch this space?
You've caught me off guard. I'd be crazy not to share what I'm in the process of working on. I am launching a school puzzle program. It's called Inter-School Puzzle Club, and I'm going to be creating puzzle clubs in schools, and the kids, they get to upload their results on the website and, try and improve their results and work together in teams of 4 and really collaborate in a classroom. And I think it's going to be a beautiful gift to a lot of kids that perhaps are not sporty, not academic, not, confident. It includes everyone else as well, but the kids that have perhaps missed out on other clubs are going to be included in this one, and I think it's going to be gorgeous. And we are introducing a schools division at our national and our state competitions, so the school clubs will get to qualify for the state school divisions, and I think it's going to be a beautiful thing. I think it's going to change some dynamics in the classroom, and I'm really looking forward to seeing these kids have their shining moment, So if anyone wants more information, you can contact me at info@Australian Jigsaw Puzzle Association. Just through the association they can find me. We're just at the early stages, so even if they tell me they would like to receive information, I can forward that information to them. But I'm really excited for the kids. Yeah.
Is this going to be something that you are going to do for primary school first, then maybe high school, or do you think all ages right off the bat?
It's from year 3 to year 12. There'll be 3 assorted puzzle packs. So one will be for lower primary, so year 3 and 4, upper primary, year 5 and 6, and then high school, year 7 to 12, and they will all be in the same club together, working together, which I think would be lovely for peer dynamics. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. It's very exciting. And I love that it's, it's your passion that you've brought the races to Australia, but the sky's the limit. You're just continuing to grow and think creatively around everything that this community is basically able to achieve together, and thinking laterally in how to include people of all ages, because we do actually have quite a few participants who are school age at our events. What's been the experience of our youngest puzzlers and some of those puzzlers over the years?
Yeah, I love seeing the juniors at our events. I remember in Queensland we had a young boy who, it was his 7th birthday, and he said to his dad he wants to come to the puzzle race for his 7th birthday. So his dad and the son puzzled for his 7th birthday. It was so beautiful. I know a girl who spent her 13th birthday puzzling with us in Western Australia. The kids love it. They absolutely love it. And they can hold their own. So in the beginning I thought I had to segregate a junior division and a senior division. And it was actually one of my favourite little junior puzzlers, Coda. He, in Queensland, he's 9 years old and he came 3rd place. And it was at that point I went, do you know what? We don't need to separate them. The kids can do it. We can all do it together. But what led me to the school program is I remember I tried to do a junior event and it didn't work. The kids can't do an event without their parents finding out about it, buying the tickets for them, driving them to the event, sitting and waiting for them to finish and driving them home. So it's almost a commitment from the parent more than the child. And I felt a bit disappointed for the kids. I thought, oh, that's not fair. They can't do it unless they've got a willing parent. And that was when I had the idea of, well, if I take it to their schools, the kids have access to it if the kids want to. And so these ideas have just come sort of holistically. It just feels right. It just feels like the right thing to do.
Oh, it's incredible. It's remarkable what you're doing, and I imagine it's going to be, we see chess clubs all over the world, but you see them in Australian schools, and knowing that as you say, the kids participating in these may not be engaged in another activity. They may have felt that maybe another activity is not quite for them. But if they can find puzzling as an option, then it's just,
They deserve it. They totally deserve it. They deserve to be included in something special with their mates. It could be kids that English, they're not English is their second language, so they're struggling to bond with kids in the classroom. This doesn't need language. Yeah. There could be people with physical disabilities, learning disabilities. It incorporates all of them, and I can't wait to see these kids enjoying their puzzle clubs and celebrating their achievements. I think you can tell I'm excited about it.
I think it's fantastic. And I think it's a nice sort of antithesis to a lot of the experiences that, I suppose a lot of the experiences that kids have these days, which is very, often very digital focused. Mm-hmm. Being able to sort of take it back to something, we've talked about this as an analog pursuit. It's actually quite rare to find those things that can engage multiple people at the same time of a young age. So
it's wholesome. It's wholesome.
In fact, getting the schools involved, it's quite, for many people in the room, when they talk about as an adult making the achievements that they achieve at these puzzle competitions, people often, the first thing they say is, I've always done puzzles ever since I was a kid, or it reminds them of a grandparent, or they used to do it with their dad or something like that. And so I think it makes a lot of sense for you to be taking it to the schools, because that's where the seed really is planted.
So these adults you're talking about, it's taken them this long to find their community. I want the kids to have that community from an early age, and that's what I'm hoping to achieve by the school puzzle clubs.
Well, it sounds very, very exciting. So we're currently at 2 hours and 22 minutes. So how long does that leave us? We've got 38 minutes left in the competition.
Yes.
What would you say about the field that is left? It's probably about a quarter left.
I'd say less than a quarter.
Did
you say 20 or so? Yeah, there's I actually think the ones puzzling, they look like they're quite leisurely puzzling. Like they all look a bit relaxed, which is nice, because the event isn't all about intense speed puzzlers. We sort of say you can be the slowest puzzler you like. Take your time. Just come and be a part of it. Come and join in. You don't have to be fastest. You don't even have to finish your puzzle. Just come and enjoy it. And just looking around the room at those that are finishing, they look like they're enjoying it. They've got a friend sitting there talking to them while they're finishing their puzzle. It's lovely.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people, the speedy ones who feel very exhausted, are many of them are still supporting. I think they're probably having a little bit of a well-earned rest. But one of the things that's lovely about today's atmosphere is that you notice that people they stay and support, and they continue to encourage everyone who continues.
Sorry, I didn't mean
we've
to
got
interrupt.
James.
I want to spontaneously introduce you to something. Come here, young man.
Come into the middle. There we go.
I would like to just point out, at our events, we have a lot of amazing volunteers that just put their hand up to help out. And this young man, James, has been one of my favourite volunteers today. How old are you, James?
15.
15 years old. Him and his friend Remy have decided to come down and volunteer their time, and this community just loves them for it. We're so grateful. Have you enjoyed your day here?
It's been, simple, really. It's just,
Yeah. It's easy, and it's nice, isn't it?
Relaxing.
Relaxing. I like that.
Would you participate next year?
Probably not.
But Remy told me that he's going to come back as a volunteer again. Will you join him?
Probably, yeah.
That was a really good answer. So we've got about 4 really young volunteers this year, and it just makes me so proud. I love it. Yeah. Sorry for hogging the microphone.
No,
Thanks,
thank you
James.
so much.
Say hi to Mum.
Yeah,
probably not. But thank you, James.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I took over then.
No,
but
it's
I just
wonderful.
Saw him go past, and
Well,
it just warms my heart.
You're an old pro, because probably some people who are online probably recognise you, having done a lot of the commentary at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships this year. That was only just a couple of months ago. So you're an absolute pro on the commentating. So
I wouldn't say that, but it was fun to do. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was fun.
Excellent. All right. Well, we will let you go and do all the Queen Bee activities that you need to.
I think I'm going to do a 30-minute call and let them know that they've got 30 minutes remaining. So that's my job. I've got to head off and do.
Excellent.
Thank you, Louise.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and let's give everyone at home a little bit of a wave.